going to see how everybody feels today at practice. We'll address that. But I haven't seen a couple of the guys throw yet, so before I guarantee you anything, we'll take a look at and see how everybody feels.
What would go into decisions like that? Like you say, just how they feel coming off this past weekend, or matchups, or what?
In terms of the starting pitching, well, I think the first thing is just make sure everybody still feels good. Haven't seen Ethan or Jacob in the bullpen yet. I'm assuming everybody feels fine, and certainly look at what we think the best thing is, what gives us the best chance to win.
Speaking of pitchers, how are Riley and Tristan health-wise?
Riley is making progress, and will throw again today. Through, I believe it was Sunday, did well. That was first time on the mound in 2 or 3 weeks. And Tristan goes in for a procedure tomorrow. So I don't know the specifics of it yet. I will know it later today.
Okay. Does that kind of put your bullpen in a tough spot, having 2 more arms out?
Well, actually, Riley's coming back because he's going to throw again.
Right.
He's going to throw again today, and Tristan hasn't pitched for quite a while.
Yeah.
So I mean, he's been out of the mix, and we haven't been able to use that. So really, kind of just everything's kind of the same. We don't have any more setbacks or anything like that. I think we're actually going in the other direction. We're going the positive way, I think, and getting those guys back.
With Riley, is there a goal in mind as to when he can come back?
Well, no more today, because today will be the second day of throwing. Well, the first time out, a little precautionary. He cut loose, but today will be a little bit more aggressive, and we'll see where he feels. He felt good playing catch yesterday after, we got today's Wednesday, but Monday was an off day, felt good yesterday, so we'll let it go, to his comfort level today. We'll see where it is, but I would certainly like to get him back soon. He can help us, there's no doubt about that.
Every weekend's obviously all important, but this weekend, considering where the standings are, how important is it to go over to Alabama and have success?
As important as it could be, and you're right. Every weekend we do this every year, and every weekend it's the same. And I understand the questions, but they're all important. Every one of them. You got 30 of them. Sometimes there's a different feel depending upon what week you're at and how you did the preceding weekend, but it's important. We got to go over and we got to play well. We got to win a series.
Marshall had a tough time Sunday behind the plate, but statistically speaking, he's been throwing runners out too. What do you think of him as a receiver?
Well, I think what you saw Sunday was fatigue, and he has absolutely been swinging the bat well, and that's why we did that, and that's why we left him in for 3 games, or started him for 3 games, I should say. And he produced offensively, but I thought he got a little bit tired behind the plate, and I think you saw the results of some fatigue. I mean, he's been throwing the ball extremely well, and then to have 3 balls that sailed on him there was really uncharacteristic. So we'd like to get that taken care of.
Would you anticipate him starting all 3 again this weekend, or would you?
No, I would not. I think we'll take it a day at a time, and we'll see what it is. And maybe a smarter move moving forward would be to DH in one of those games and get Dustin back in there.
What do you see from Alabama?
Well, they've got some power at the top. 2 experienced starting pitching. They've got some good left-handed bullpen. Really, overall, their bullpen's pretty strong. They've got a good core of left and right in the pen. Experience at the front, like I mentioned, and a little bit of power. I think you're gonna have to deal with Chandler Taylor effectively. That's for sure.
Speaking of DH, Josh Hatcher had struggled over the month of April. What do you think happened with him, or
I think what I think happened with Josh is what happens to a lot of guys to get to about game 30 or 35 in that high school season experience mentality. Tells them that their body's about ready to be done. I think he got tired. I do, and I think you probably got a shot to see a little bit of an increase now that we're done with finals and get that behind us. And he's going to be a really good player. But I agree, he showed a little bit of fatigue, and so we need to get him back and playing well.
With Barlow's situation, is there potential to see Josh more on the mound?
Well, now Barlow hasn't pitched in quite a while, and we haven't used Josh only, but 2 or 3 times all year. So I think there's always a potential, depending upon what the situation is. But I would not anticipate that this weekend.
You mentioned earlier in the year that freshmen tend to hit a wall around finals week. What are some of the things you're putting in place?
Well, I think sometimes they hit it before that.
Yeah, Josh
I do. I believe that, and that's not a new phenomenon. I've seen that for a long time. and I don't think that's I don't think it's unusual. I think the body and the mind get conditioned that you're playing a 30 or 35 game schedule, and about the time that they feel like they might be done, here comes some older SEC pitching to to let you know that you're not done. So anyway, go ahead.
What are some of the things you're putting in motion to kind of help them through that with some pivotal series in the next few weeks?
I don't know that you put a whole lot in motion. You keep practicing. You have as much dialogue, as much communication as you can. You stay as positive as you can. You keep them working on the things that they need to address to get better, and you hope that they get a shot of adrenaline and they bounce back. And I think you probably see it in all the sports, but you certainly see it in ours.
Be able to post some better numbers. Is that just coming with more at bats?
Yeah, I think it's just getting used to the pitching. I'm getting a lot better at, I guess, making better decisions on good pitches to swing at versus chasing. That was sort of a problem at the start, was just seeing nastier off-speed stuff than what I was used to. Got to give credit where it's due, and some of the pitchers that we're seeing are very good, and that kind of plays a part in it. But after getting a lot more at bats and just more opportunities, I'm just making the most of what I can and getting better every day.
How hard is it to make that adjustment when you're in and out of the lineup, back and forth like you guys were at the beginning of the year? How much does it help to get into a rhythm when you're in the lineup every day?
It actually helps a lot. It's just getting in and, getting the reps that I need when I wasn't in the game is just sort of what also helped. I guess it's more of talking with my coaches, making sure that it's not as much a mechanical thing with the swing as it is making sure that I'm swinging at better pitches, which does come now when I'm able to get in the game more. But outside of that, it's just being comfortable when you get the opportunity and just not being afraid to make the most of it.
How tough was it on your body last weekend to catch all 3 games?
It was definitely something new. Legs need to get in better shape still, get used to being able to catch all the games that I need to. I let Hendu likes to promote pitching down in the zone, which there's more balls to block, which that's something that I'm going to be working on all week, is just being ready to block those and not give them free bases. But other than that, they're a little sore just due to the fact that it was a hotter weekend and that turf behind home plate, it's a lot different than a natural surface. It was more of just being more wore out from the heat than anything, but that's all just something that I could easily fix, just getting in better shape.
You mentioned last weekend that you were open to spending some time off the field because you saw things differently from that way. So you're open to the idea of catching 2 and DHing 1 on weekends?
Any time that I can get on the field and help the team win is huge for me. I love being able to be part of the contribution of everything that's going on, and I'm open to anything. I don't really think that anything's set in stone. I love being able to be back there and work with Coach Henderson and be able to monitor the game because I'm able to have an impact every pitch behind the plate. But yeah, I just love playing, and every opportunity that I can get is awesome.
Is there a little bit of a playoff type mindset in the locker room and things going into a weekend like this with tight standings, fighting for regionals and SEC tournament, that sort of thing?
Yeah, it's sort of everybody's kind of kicking it into gear because we're seeing now that we have what it takes to perform at this level. Or there was some question earlier within the team where it was like, come out on a slow start. Some people are new, including myself, to what it takes to win SEC games, and I think we're starting to realize that we can do it, and we're definitely not afraid of anyone. But outside of that, we know what's at stake, and we know that what we need to do is keep winning ball games as many as we can, and that's sort of how it is at the beginning of the season. It was just whoever wins the most ball games wins, and we're trying to go out there and win every single one we can.